I often refer to some of the latest air rifles and bullpups as being military styled. Well, this week's review is most definitely in that category. The Colt M4 carbine, and believe it or not, it's a Springer too. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. This week it's sort of a return to review because this week it's the Colt M4 from the guys and girls at Umarex. Now this is sort of a re-release because this has been out and about before and for a while, but this time Umarex have revisited the M4 and upped the power to get this closer to the full UK power of 12 foot-pounds. It is naturally going to appeal to a certain market, but that simply means that Umarex are trying to please all parts of the shooting community, which can only be a good thing, and it's good news all round. Let's take a closer look then, shall we? It is 950mm or 35.5 inches long with the extendable butt closed, and 990 with it fully open, which is around 39 inches in old money. It tips the scales unscoped at around 3.3 kilograms or 7.25 pounds. Naturally it is all black and a mix of materials, but mostly polymer based. The barrel is around 360mm long and is naturally rifled because this is only available in 177 pellet form. From the front end there is a muzzle brake on the end of the barrel, but it isn't threaded for a simple remove and replace with a silencer if you so wanted to do. That said, this is along the lines of a replica, and I don't remember seeing many of these with a silencer on. Moving back, we come to that highly elevated adjustable front sight, which again is only removable by pushing out the retaining pins, and removing this will also remove the front sling holder at the same time. Moving further back, you arrive at a flock of rails, and they come with slide on and off covers, so you won't be short of places to load bipods, red dot scopes, torches, whatever on earth takes your fancy. Moving back further still, we come to even more rails on the top, which currently holds the flip-up adjustable rear sights, which thankfully can be removed if preferred, simply with a hex key. So I will be digging out some fancy red dot sight for the target work, and we'll give it a go. Below this is the rest of the hardware, as it were. Now the thing to point out here is that a lot of attention has been given to get this to look right, and Umarex have done a really good job. However, I suspect that in order to keep the costs down, a lot of this area is non-functional, other than the dummy mag release and the fire selector, which is a rotating item which is either in safe or in fire. Naturally there's no automatic because it's just a single shot Springer. The dummy magazine is just that. It is a lightweight polymer based mag which has a fake round moulded into it, and it is also sprung based to be able to drop some further rounds in if you can maybe get hold of a few decommissioned ones. Once this is inserted, it does finish the effect off nicely. The trigger is a two-stage item and is pretty good. To the rear is that extendable butt to help get the perfect personal fit. Naturally then, I got this over the chronograph to check out that power claim. I decided to fire this straight out of the box without cleaning the barrel, and yes, just as I suspected, it was dieseling quite heavily. it saw 1,050 feet per second, hitting over 20 foot-pounds. Now, at this point, it's worth mentioning that this is commonplace with a new gun and will need upwards of a dozen shots through it to get it to settle down. This power level is illegal in the UK without a license, but pop a few shots through it or clean the barrel and that will settle itself down. Indeed, this settled down nicely, and using 8.44 grain pellets saw a pretty consistent 793 feet per second, which is a very healthy 11.79 foot-pounds or 15.89 joules. I thought I would also try some heavier pellets and drop some 13.1 grain pellets in, and it really didn't like them, topping out at 540 feet per second, which is only 8.48 foot-pounds or 11.5 joules, which was really quite welcome because this doesn't go crazy with heavier pellets and keeps you nicely below the limit. Time to drop some form of sighting aid on this and get it out on the range. I thought I would put something on that really looks the part and decided on the Vector Condor 2x42, which has both red and green dots and a doubler in the magnification side. So, looking the part, here goes. M4, Colt M4, no less. Yes, what can I tell you? It looks the part. It really does look the part. I think it came out a while ago, but they only let the 6 foot-pound one into the country at that time. This is the full power one. I want to say full power, I mean full power. I had this initially, obviously it was dieseling, hitting near a 20 foot-pound. That was a bit of a worry. Obviously, clean the barrel or send some pellets down it, problem solved. And we're down to a healthy sub 12 foot-pound figure. You've got extendable butt to get it exactly as you want it. A lot of the other stuff on here doesn't work apart from the mag release, which is just a fake thing anyway. It looks good. And the selector of safe or fire. It is brake barrel. It's a Springer. It is a simple gun. It's not expensive. It's one that certainly looks the part. You can either use it as a wall hanger, plinker. I'm doing a bit of target work here. It's probably stretching it a little bit far for it. You've got pop-up sights. This one's a bit of a pain. It would be nice if it just got straight out of the way. It doesn't. You've got rails all over everywhere. It's a good-looking piece of kit. Let's see if we can actually hit anything with it, shall we? I'm not expecting super target work on this by any means. All I'm looking for really is a bit of a decent grouping that you could then feel quite comfortable with using it for a spot of plinking, something like that. But it's got enough power to be a bit of a pest controller as well. Let's have a look. It's only a red dot. It's green at the minute, but you could put a proper scope on it and make sure you get a decent one. Not overly expensive, but one that will certainly take the kick from a Springer because it's got a bit of kick. Yes, I shouldn't be resting it on a solid stand. I know all of those things. Oh, it's still smoking. Springers and me. Gosh, it's how I started. I think it's how we all started, isn't it? You can still smell some of the grease and oils from down the barrel. I tell you what, I do like this this sight. Yeah, I really like it. Apart from the fact it looks the part, it's a nice piece of kit. It's actually got a sight on the top if you just wanted to use it as open sights as well. Different. Bit of breeze trying to get up. I think we're starting to see a bit of a pattern on this, so I won't just keep going and going at it. Yeah, that's actually quite enjoyable. That's really quite enjoyable. I did shoot the older version. It's not normally my thing. I'm not really that much into the military style, but I do like a good replica, and certainly as a wall hanger or whatever, yeah, it really does look the part. Get some nice optics on it to your choice, and it's going to be reasonably accurate as well. There's no silencer on it, you can't put a silencer on it, so it is a little bit noisy. It's not too bad, but a little bit noisy. And the only thing you've got to watch out is the neighbours. Suddenly you're out in the back garden with a Colt M4. If you've got a nosy one, then they're going to start questioning or possibly picking up the phone. So make sure you get on with your neighbours and just tell them that it's just an air gun, it's just a Springer. In fact, if anything, probably invite them round and give them a go. They might actually enjoy it. Might get more people into the sport. I'll have one more go. Right, safety on. Let's go and have a look, shall we? There we go. I don't think that's too bad, really. It's only a doubler as far as the magnification is concerned. It's on a red dot, green dot, shooting down at 20 odd meters, whatever it is, and I don't think that is too bad. That is certainly a tin can killer. Get a better sight on it as far as giving you more accuracy and get practiced on it. I think you'll be able to shoot the beer bottle top challenge, which then lays it open to a bit of rat work or something of the like. Doing it in style. Vietnam rats, eh? But anyway, there you go. Yeah, I don't think that's bad at all. I think it's a good looking piece of kit, and it will appeal to a certain market. Yeah, that's good. Back to the studio. Now, because I wasn't using a scope, I did keep the distance down to around 25-30 meters. And for a replica type Springer with a red dot on top, I don't think that's too bad at all. I see this as more of a backyard plinker than anything else, or maybe even a bit of a wall hanger. It does have full power on tap and certainly has the ability to take out small pests, but you'll just need to get the right sighting aids fitted. It isn't going to break the bank either, because at the UK price of £240, it's coming in at CO2 pistol money. And of course, other than a tin of pellets, you don't actually need anything else to be out having fun, either shooting tin cans, targets, or some vermin. It's terrific fun for not a lot of pocket money. That's it. Please click on the thumbs up, subscribe, feel free to share, and don't forget to hit the notification alarm bell. There is all this little lot and Airgun Factory. Check out the AAR website for all sorts of stuff. A big thank you to Vector Air for all their help, as always. You know, I get asked so many times to put links to the guns I review below. Well, that is against YouTube rules, I'm afraid. But I do try to give you links to the ancillaries, so feel free to check those out. The biggest thanks, of course, goes out to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. Comment of the week? Well, this one crops up all the time in one form or another and is somewhat political and gets marked by YouTube as potentially inappropriate. Presumably because it could be classed as racist, even though the writers don't always intend it to be such. I will hide the user's full name on this one, though. Only one issue. We shouldn't be supporting Chinese industry, period. Our grandchildren will the ones to suffer. I am, as most of you know, very patriotic, and I try to support our industries wherever possible, often being called for doing so. But we are a global commercial market these days. They even send Scottish salmon to China to be filleted and then back here to be sold. Ironically, the device the guy left the comment on will have been made in China, or at least most of the components will. His shoes and clothes will also most likely be made in China. The list goes on and on and on. By all means, support UK businesses, please. But perhaps people in glass houses should be very careful about throwing stones. That's it from me. Stay safe and shoot safe. And I'll see you next week. Oh, bye for now.